Hey, how's it going, everybody? Sorry, I just gotta increase that brightness so I can see. All right, just left some work. Sorry, man. Whoop. Okay, so I was doing this. I was just listening to this brother Kev on stage, man. So, and I just was just listening to this video. I love the Righteous and Ratchet podcast, vlogcast, whatever you want to call it. And man, I saw like about Doughboy, one of the members asked one of the main persons on this vlogcast. Sorry, a little. I just left this little job, so I was doing a slight bit of work outside, and it just made me think like it was the video was about is Doughboy the father, and if he's actually the father, and definitely check that out. Kevin on stage, Righteous and Ratchet. And man, it's just it's very eye opening. Not for me. A little bit of slight context. For me, I'm a young 25-year-old person. I was just for me, and I've never had sex before. And for me, it's just like you know, just in pornography and stuff, and just battling that. But ultimately, just simply, figuring out myself, and it's like figuring out what I want, and just having this idea of just perhaps it's that those hormones that it's just like, man, I just want to get the yams. That old school. I don't know if it's an old school thought mindset, but it's just that thought like, I'm young, I find the opposite sex attractive, and I want to participate in sexual relations and stuff like that. So it just made me think, just pursuing that. For me, I'm a Christian and stuff like that. You have the whole, okay, you gotta wait till marriage, but there's not, and you have to maintain the virginity and all the good stuff. But it's kind of hard to really say, okay, there's all the rationale that they spout, but I don't know. I just sometimes miss detailings and stuff. Now for me, I haven't really been to church for a while. It's just more so like wanting to just, I think, try to keep myself busy. And that's been very helpful. I'm still trying to think of more ways to keep myself busy, excluding work. And so, point is, it's just navigating through life's decisions and thinking, like, okay, there's things you want to do, but what are the consequences involving those decisions? And so it makes me wonder, involving those life decisions, after reading that video, like about Doughboy's father reveal, it just made me think like, man, as they say, all your decisions are they're tied. They're very much tied together. And so it's like, okay, if I do this, if I just want to pursue my carnal passions, I want to just go out there and learn to woo some woman and have sexual relations and stuff. All that stuff has ties. You can't just have everything be an isolated incident. You can't just say this will happen and nothing else will follow it. And it's, of course, you have all these like pathological actions. They're like the result of something that that's probably something from the inside. And so you have to find a way to like combat that, and not just combat that, but just be aware of that and see where is it, where are these things coming from. So just in addition to understanding that and watching that reveal from Kevin on stage and about Doughboy and his paternity test, it kind of opened my eyes to just seeing like, okay, you can't just play around with stuff like that. You hear it all the time about don't do it because of X, Y, and Z, but you don't. For me, it just opened to me the reality of what that was. And it's just like, wow, like people are going through it, through their decisions, One night of passion is not just one night of passion. That stuff ties to you. And Also, another thing is it keeps encouraging me in the ideas of just dating. One thing I'm kind of bothered in terms of the church by is just like this anti uh process or perspective of dating. They say it's like hookup culture and stuff like that, and it's just like the idea of dating and hooking up and stuff like that is not just, oh, I want to have sex with this person. It's more so just figuring out compatibility, and it's not so much sexual compatibility, because even if you could be a sexual stud, a mastermind behind the bedroom, every woman is different. So you have to, even in marriage, you probably, and I heard this from people at the work, is that it's good that I haven't had sex because I get to, for the person that I do meet, have sexual relations and married and all that stuff. I have to figure out their, sorry, it's cold outside. I have to figure out their proclivities and their personal stances, and in terms of marriage and sex and those relations. So it's like it's not like all that sexual actions or that sexual experience is going to one place. No, it's like you have to figure out for them, what do they like, and you learn that. And they say it's good for me being just like just in having virginity. I mean, is that it's good to just be at that stage where it's like I'm not assuming things. I'm not just, okay, I can do everything. All right, here, I'm gonna give you everything. No, it's just like, no, she has a certain set of things that she likes and a certain set of things that she doesn't like. And I have to figure that out, and we gotta discuss that. And vice versa. And then you just go through that line. Speaking facts, what up, by the way? Hey, how you doing, Jonathan Patton? I'm doing okay. This is my small intermission from one work to another work. Sorry about these noses and all that stuff. I just figured I give some thoughts behind it, because it's just like the reality of just this heavy dose of hedonism. But yeah, I'm sorry to answer your question. I'm doing pretty good. I'm just in my transition. Gonna be running a few errands, heading up to another job. And I'm gonna have another video involving just work and just the idea of the young person, the young, as we call it, millennials. I didn't come up with that. I'm pretty sure it was just something older people came up with to exclusivize us into a certain set of behaviors. I'm doing pretty good. What do you do for work? Well, currently I'm just a little job waiver, and I'm working at this warehouse. So yeah, but I'm happy doing that. And the reason why is just because you get hours, and again, I'm not counting that forever. It's more so just a means for a current end. And so I'm going save and all that stuff, but that's gonna be for another video. But this video is just more so about just navigating through your decisions. That no one will get their options right, but it's up to us to find wisdom. And that's one thing I found in that video, is a lot of wisdom, a lot of good wisdom. Just like, okay, there's things I want to do, and there's things that I need to take notice of. And I heard from this conference, the Legacy Conference, by Brother Brian Dye, is that there are things that there's one about wisdom. They say if you want to know the future, talk to an older person. Because life is pretty relative. So it's like something you're thinking about, an older person has some idea about what you've been thinking. Even though they've lived earlier than you have, they live at an earlier time period than you have, they probably have gone through a similar case before. And so ultimately, you'll have a good understanding about what's going on. So in the Bible, even though current Christianity, I'm still Christian, still love Christ, still need to work on my stuff for Christ. For me, I don't know if current Christianity is quick to talk about these relational issues. They just say read the word, and then if we have a question, I don't know. I know this is generalizing. There's churches who have actually took action, and there's people I've known who taken action. There's people who are too busy. There's just a lot of reasons. But ultimately, what I'm more so thinking about is just like very practical reasons. So that's what I'm asking. That's what I'm wondering about. And I'm glad for just people like him on stage, where they ask these honest, practical, and just questions that people may be wondering or are tired of assuming. So it's just like it's just helping me to form a better opinion about what to do. And so, as for me, I need to get my money together. So when I get that together, I'm not thinking about like dating and trying to figure out people and talk to them and stuff like that, and not be too quick to like latch on, but just to figure out, is this woman worth it? Should I like? Cause I'm not saying that women aren't worth it, or certain women are, certain women aren't. But what I am saying is that the likeliness of a person that is what you're looking for, who's with genuine interest, likes you and all that stuff, and not just that, but are they willing to stick by you, and all these good things. So it's just finding wisdom and applying that wisdom, and that's one thing I do like about Christianity is that like that's especially these days we're adjusting to this time period and we're learning to just, hey, this is what's going on, this is what we like, or rather this is what should happen in an appropriate sense, and this is what, I'm not sure, I guess just searching for wisdom and not being afraid and being courageous in your wisdom, and this is how you uh in a sense approach it, attach yourself to it. This is how you approach this situation. So i'm uh I'm sorry, this is getting in 11 minutes long. um I guess life has just a lot of attachments. So just checking out those attachments, I mean searching up wisdom to make sure um less of those attachments are made, or rather like the unhelpful ones. Because there's one quote in the Bible that I love. I can't remember where it's from, but it's like everything is allowed, but not everything is helpful, and everything is allowed, but not everything is beneficial. So that's one thing I do like about that. Because it's like you do it, like especially for the Christian, they have freedom, and also um, just because they had that freedom doesn't mean they should do everything, even though they had the freedom. So it's like I can do everything I want to, but not everything is helpful to do. So it's like, okay, that's great, you know, which means you should apply wisdom. Why should you apply wisdom? Because wisdom is proven by its results. Jesus said that things that are proven by its results. So good results, you should probably follow it. Bad results, you probably shouldn't follow it. Oh yeah, one more thing. Um, this idea of postmodernism and just this hedonistic approach to me has been very damaging, especially to the youth. Whether it's hip hop, whether it's R&B, whether it's pop, whatever, it's just been very harmful to the youth. And I think there just needs to be good examples, not just people who's preaching truth, but those who are applying truth and trying to establish relationships. Relationships take a long time to establish. It take a long time, especially developing trust with somebody you don't know. So it's almost like we're quick to make leaders, but we make it hard to establish um, not leadership, but almost in terms of long-term relationships. Because you say, hey, go out there and make disciples. Great. How am I going to do that if I don't have a relationship with this person, a mutual one, a good one? You know, it's gonna take us to establish good relationships with people. We need to talk to them. We need to humble ourselves. We need to get to know them. We need to know, get to truly be genuine toward them, and vice versa, and have wisdom, and just say, okay, who are you? How are you doing things? Why are you doing things? When did they happen? What time? Like, how did were you able to get to from where you were to where you are now? And ultimately, is any of this stuff good for you? And if you're willing to listen, can I help you? Can we exchange information and wisdom about what's most helpful? Sorry. So yeah, that's what I got. It's just and I hope you're doing okay, Mr. Patton, John Patton. Um, but that's what I got, and it's just checking out reality. The Bible's great. I have a great respect and love for the Bible. Um, and in those freedoms, I think it can get very lost because Christianity, it just has so much freedom. It's not really as structured. Like if you see structure in it, it's probably because it's man-made structures. Catholic Church, what is it, Lutheran, Baptist, whatever. You just have all these extensions of denominations because they're, in a sense, filling what the Bible doesn't really exclusively tell us. It doesn't tell us much about, more so like the heavy structures. You get it, and I think that's when some people like going to other religions because they have structure, but also they have things that they like. And so in those freedoms, it's more so just figuring out good freedoms, appropriate freedoms, helpful freedoms, loving freedoms, and the like, and just seeing how can you apply all those things with wisdom in an orderly fashion. You know, they say God's not a God of chaos in First Corinthians 13, 14, maybe, I think 14, even though that was in regards to tongues. But yeah, I guess that's all I got. And just maintaining those decisions. I still have a problem with making decisions, but ultimately it's just like mulling over it, thinking, having wisdom, you know, checking those decisions. Like for instance, one thing I learned in my, sorry about that. One thing that I have learned, okay. One thing I did learn is that kind of lost my train of thought. What days do you usually stream? I try to tune in again if I can. I'm gonna see if I can around this time at 1 o'clock, this central time. So about, I mean, post 1 o'clock, and I'll try to do this for about an hour, if not less than. You know, just especially if it comes to math. I've been getting to the mindset of just speaking as if someone's listening. You know, because I always do it, but I've always said it to myself because it's always like, well, people don't usually like to listen, but that's untrue. Somebody likes to listen, and if my stuff is truthful, then people will want to listen. So I'm gonna say that about 1 o'clock. Okay, cool. Do you still stream games? I do. I kind of stopped because of people actually streaming. So, but I definitely can. Um, I like to talk about philosophical things while I'm playing because it's something I do on my own. Like I listen to myself. I like to listen to myself. But if other people are sorry, if other people are interested, then I can definitely keep that up. Yeah, because I'm a pretty average gamer. I like playing games, but yeah, definitely can continue to do that if possible. I can only say more so that would be more possible during a Saturday. So I'll see if I can stay consistent with that. Not so much on the maybe during the evening, maybe 5 o'clock ish. I'll try to set up a schedule if I can. But yeah, that's what I got for games. Um, your yeah, or I believe my is not Duran. Dani underscore Del Dios. So that's Spanish. That's of the God or something like that. Of God. DELDIOS. Dani DONNIE underscore Del DEL capital DE capital D lowercase EL and Dios, which is uppercase. So yeah, Del Dios. Because I speak a little Spanish, just a little bit. Mi español is no bien. It's yo sé poco, poquito. I keep forgetting that. Poquito. My Spanish is small, and mi español is mal. My Spanish is bad. So yeah, that's all I got. I keep feeling like I have something more to say, but I don't think so. Um, yeah, your the decisions you make are long term. They stretch through like a spider's web. So I guess that's all I got. Um, so hey, thanks, Jonathan. I appreciate you sticking by and just listening and found some good stuff from this. Sounds good. Well, I'll catch you next time. Have a good day, homie. You too, brother. God bless you. And you have a good day too. All right, man. I'll see you.